Hi, it's Al Moscardelli, CEO and co-founder of Infinity X Group of Companies. I've had the great privilege of working with some of the best speakers, authors, and thought leaders around the world, from Brian Tracy to Tom Hopkins to Jim Rohn to Robin Sharma. During this time, I have had an opportunity to travel the world and work with some of the best companies in the world as well. Companies like Rogers Communication, RBC Canada, Citigroup out of the United States, and many, many others around the world. During this time, I realized that really training today is becoming a very difficult task. You see, we're all pre-wired and have developed habits and beliefs from an early age. This makes it very difficult for us to embrace change as we get older. It's like, trying to fill a glass of water that's already full. We all learn differently, yet most leadership programs or training programs really are all about using the same kind of approach to learning. And it's the same brushstroke, yet everybody learns differently. Exceptional Leadership is a brand new program that I created after having interviewed many of these clients around the world. And what this is not, it's not another training program. It's really a well-crafted series of leadership development topics that address employee and organizational issues. We have 8 modules, which I'll talk about in a minute here, and I've carefully selected them by doing these interviews again, around the world. If I look at exceptional leadership, what it is, it's a high-touch, low-tech approach to learning. Unfortunately, we live in the age of dramatic distraction and constant change. Employees are struggling with communication and human interaction skills. They're having a challenge, how do you bridge the boomer to millennial gap, and how to maintain some sort of work-life balance. So with Exceptional Leadership, what we did is that we made it very experiential. We have practical videos through each modules. We have real-life examples from the workplace. You work with small teams, an accountability partner, and we work through the process together. And I'll tell you this, and I've seen this over and over again, that once behavior is changed, the results are immediate. So let me jump in and talk about the 8 modules and what they are and how they work. So module number 1 is really around exceptional leadership and begins within that, you can't do good until you feel good. So really step 1 is around self-awareness. We use a great tool called True Colors that'll help identify your natural learning ability, which will help as a facilitator understand how you learn, and then you actually understand how the rest in your group, your peers, your family, how they operate as well. This gives you what we call the awareness part. And if I look at this program, I can summarize it in 3 words. Awareness precedes choice, precedes results. So in day number 1, or module number 1, we get into the awareness part. We're going to talk about team building, understanding your personality styles, and then we're going to really identify what it means to be an exceptional leader. Module number 2 is all around exceptional time management and productivity skills. Let me ask you a question. How many hours in a day does a successful person have? 24. And how many hours in the day does a not so successful person have? 24. Is that a trick question? You see, we all have 24 hours in the day. Yet some folks can get more done in 4 or 5 hours than most of us can get done in 8 to 10 hours. So I'm going to share with you the 5 things you should do to have an insanely productive week. I'm going to share with you how to manage time with 10 tips that work. We're going to get into how to finish what you start. Many of us have a problem. We start something, we never finish it. We get on to the next thing. We're going to learn the science of productivity, because it is a science, and then wrapping it up with understanding the 12 time wasters. And you'll be amazed to see what they are. Module 3 is all around exceptional culture, embracing diversity and inclusion. You hear today that we have to have a great culture. This company has a great culture. Well, we're going to talk about what is organizational culture and what does it mean. We're going to show you, I'm going to show you, the difference between how to be a manager and how to be an exceptional leader. There's actually a matrix which will walk you through. And then we're going to get into the 7 secrets to building employee loyalty. That's module 3. As we get into module number 4, that's all around exceptional communication and presentation skills. Unfortunately, what happens today is that we are not very good at communicating. A lot of it is nonverbal body language, the old adage, 2 ears, 1 mouth, how to listen twice as much as you speak. So we're going to get into the whole communication and presentations situation, we're going to talk about 3 ways to improve your communication skills. We're going to talk about how to communicate in teams, how to master listening versus nonverbal communication, and then really what's the difference between listening and hearing. We get into module number 5, which is all around exceptional rock star client care. Now, I think you'll agree with me today that customer service today is probably at an all-time low. Most companies spend a lot of time on training, have a nice building, we get nice fancy brochures, but very few companies spend the time on really educating their employees on how to be an exceptional client care specialist, really to go up and beyond the customer service issues. So we're going to talk about the 15 steps to becoming a rock star client care specialist. We're going to show you the best 7 customer service lessons. We're going to get into how to be a great leader by wowing customers and creating fanatical followers of your brand. How to be master storytellers. That is an art which we're going to get into. And then lastly, we're going to really learn how to charm people with your voice. Voice is very important. Either you're speaking too softly or too loudly or too quickly or too slowly. So we're going to get into the whole area about tonality and fluctuations. Module 6 is all around exceptional resiliency during change. My goodness, as I travel around the world, change is everywhere. Either there's economic change, there's political change, there's companies that are downsizing, they're expanding, so change is all around. And unfortunately, if we don't embrace that change, we're going to be left out. So we're going to learn the 7 strategies of overcoming resistance to change. I'll teach you the 5 strategies to developing creative resilience, because that's key, how to be resilient during change. We're going to show you how to manage change with resilience. I'm going to share with you 40 quick tips to stay creative during times when times are difficult, and then 10 things to become more resilient. 10 things to do to become a master of being more resilient. Module number 7 is all around exceptional work-life blend and mindfulness. Now, I said work-life blend. We hear always work-life balance. I said it earlier. This really is a blend. Today we have one life, not 2 lives. There's not a life we go to work and we come back and there's a life at home. It doesn't work that way anymore. It's one life. You're taking emails in the evenings. You're working, during the weekends. During the day, you got to have family issues. You got to take the kids to the doctor's appointment. There's always stuff going in. So how to really maintain a really great work-life balance and have a nice blend? I'll share with you 3 proven ways to achieve this work-life balance or blend, as I mentioned. We're going to get into mindfulness. What is mindfulness and how to incorporate it into your everyday life? And then really, I'm going to share with you, simplified to mindfulness in 4 simple thoughts. And lastly, we have module number 8, which is all around exceptional purpose and legacy. At the end of the day, what is it all about? We're going to talk about what makes a good life. There's some research that was done from the longest study on happiness. We'll share those results, and you'll be fascinated to hear what those are. We'll talk about your ultimate purpose and stepping into your leadership best. We'll get into what really is the most important leadership word for you. And then we're going to wrap it all up with how to leave a legacy. And then we finish up the whole program on a very positive note. We have a little fun surprise story for you at the end. So those are the 8 modules. Each module is on average 2 hours in length. We have the program that you can do it either 1 day a week for 3 weeks, or you do it every other week. It's your choice. It's a modular-based approach, 2 hours per module, okay? So having said that, I look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you so much. Take care.